This is one of the hardest things that the architects of retirement plans had to wrestle with in the Congress. That there was this feeling that if retirement accounts, either IRAs or 401ks or 403bs, if they were structured where the money went in, but it could not be touched under any conditions until retirement, that people would be afraid to contribute to it. And so there are safety valves with the retirement accounts that allow you access to your funds during your working lifetime. There's even with 401ks, there are certain circumstances that qualify for a hardship withdrawal. And if an employer permits, you're allowed to borrow from your 401k balance. With a traditional IRA or a Roth, you can withdraw money. With a traditional, you're going to get hit with a 10% tax penalty and the income tax for pulling money out. With a Roth, as long as you only pull money from contributions, there's no tax at all. If you pull money you've earned on it, then you're subject to penalty in that case. So the safety valve is there for that reason. And I think about what Congress did with the change they made to 529 college savings plans, that apparently a lot of parents were reluctant to contribute a meaningful amount of money to 529 plans because they were worried, what happens if my kid doesn't go to college? What happens with that money? And under the tax code as it existed, there were these very large penalties and tax that was owed, where if the money was used for college, it was tax-free. And that's why Congress, in its wisdom, did a smart thing. You now have the ability to convert that money to a Roth and avoid tax. And so this thing creates this big dilemma in my mind, because I get it, that if the Congress had been a benevolent dictator and said, once you contribute money to a retirement plan, you can't access it till your legal retirement age, which Congress has designated as 59 and a half, that then money would go in and it would grow. But then the danger would be that people might be reluctant to put the money in because of the what ifs. So I am completely conflicted about this, but then really upset to tell you that new data from Fidelity Investments finds that 1 in 6 people have outstanding loans right now on their 401ks. That's not even the percent that have done loans in the past. That's just right at this moment. 1 in 6 people have loans. And it's pitched that you're borrowing from yourself and you're paying yourself back. But that's not accurate, because when you look at the long-term play of stock-type investments, and a lot of this money is in targeted retirement funds, and your money overwhelmingly is in stock-type choices, that the gains you'll have over the years are so meaningful that pulling money out periodically and loans from the plan significantly reduces the amount of money you'll have in retirement. And I get it, because there can be circumstances where your financial house is burning down and you need the money to put the fire out. And that's why sometimes people borrow from 401ks. Other times, it's lifestyle. So if I could draw any line here, it would be that if there's a situation where your finances are dire, you're going to have your house foreclosed on, you're going to have your car repossessed, something like that, borrowing from your 401k, I get it. On the other hand, a lot of times people borrow from a 401k because they got into credit card debt. Bad idea. Bad idea. Because historically, anytime somebody does any kind of new borrowing for credit card debt, what happens is that the typical person in 18 months has charged the credit cards back up and now has done the alternate borrowing like from a 401k. So anytime it's something that I would put in the difficult financial situation, but not a pending disaster like losing the roof over your head or losing the wheels you need to get to work and to take your kids to school or whatever, that would be the exception where doing a borrowing from a 401k, I can see that. But other things, it's very hard for me to see circumstances where it would make sense to do so, because the purpose of putting money in the 401k, putting money in the IRA, putting money in the sometimes really crummy 403b plans, sometimes okay, is the whole idea is to create financial security later in life, and you don't want to erode that security with a current borrow from your 401k.